Nitro Fest.
Clash Royale.
Bro, oh my gosh. I've been back on my Clash Royale grind. I saw a kid on... I'll scoot over a little bit. Last episode, Luke was sitting so close to me 2 times in a row. I was like, all right, just...
Back off a little bit
Back
there.
off, please.
Come on, big guy.
But big guy is crazy. Also, I think we underestimated how bright these lights get because when I set this up, we're at 5.6 right now.
That's
Last
crazy.
episode in my office, we were at 2.8.
Damn, but
Isn't
it
that
looks
weird?
good though because
It
2
looks
episodes ago
so
we were
nice.
dark though. So like
Right, but we shouldn't be too dark because we look a little overexposed. The
Okay.
bottom line is I need to get a monitor. I've
Facts.
accepted defeat. I need to get a monitor, but at the end of the day, I don't really want to spend money on that. So I'd rather just get more lenses. I saw someone on TikTok today say that you only need a monitor if you're 50 years old and you can't see.
that's cap.
Because everyone's buying cheap monitors.
Cheap monitor. Yeah, I think you can get by with a cheap monitor.
Really?
I mean, it's like people are gonna be like annoyed. Like small, obviously, like the small indie HD
Small HD are nice.
are goated. Yeah.
Yeah. But Field World monitors. But the whole thing is like monitors will last you forever, right?
Yeah.
Like the Atomos Ninja 5 or Plus or whatever.
I don't ever plan on upgrading mine unless I wanted the small HD. But
Dude, I know a guy who bought one small HD monitor and he was set for life.
yeah.
Like straight up. So I don't know how I feel about it. You want to hear something really sad though? So I'm finally getting to the point where I understand Micro Four Thirds
Okay.
and the appeal of it, which sounds shocking because we're avid Micro Four Thirds haters. But I'm taking a trip to the UK and I would love nothing more than to not have to carry around a ton of bags all over the UK because last time I went, I had to carry around a 70-pound bag all around London. Maybe we can insert a picture here. I think I have a picture somewhere. I don't know if I can find it. But I had to carry around a 70-pound backpack for like 25,000 steps. Horrible.
Yeah,
Terrible
that would suck.
experience. And I'll never want to do that again. So this year, I was debating even if I was going to bring my 70 to 200, if I was only going to bring my 24 to 105 f4, which obviously if I had a 24 to 105 2.8, I would not be bringing my 70 to 200
Heck
because
no.
I don't need that much reach. Well, I do, but like it's for luxury.
Yeah.
I need the f-stop. That's why I bring my 24 to or my 70 to 200 everywhere is because the f-stop. But now I have all these anamorphics, and boy oh boy, would London and Edinburgh and Whitby look creamy with the anamorphics.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like,
I mean,
come on, but I can't carry them around.
that's
They weigh literally more than like a checked bag.
That's interesting though because I don't know, like because you're obviously traveling for work, but it's like if you're traveling for pleasure, would you take even less than what you're taking?
So the reason that I'm not taking my anamorphics is solely because of the fact that there's a day on the trip where we which maybe this is a dumb reason. There's 2 reasons. There's a day on the trip where we can't have any bags, and it's on our London day, and it's because we're doing the London Tower. Last year, we did Buckingham Palace, or last time, we did Buckingham Palace, and so you could check your big bag into the desk and, like, leave it there. It was like airport security or train security. But this year we're doing Tower of London, and I don't even know if they have that option. And then the other thing is I haven't spent enough money on a Pelican case to house all my stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've been trying to think through it. I don't even know how I do that. Because look at my setup right now. Like, how can that ergonomically
You just fit in there.
fit into a Pelican
You would
case?
have to cut it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like custom, but
Yeah. It would
Yeah.
be a pain.
because I'm just thinking like whenever I travel, I don't even take my R6. I just take my little Leica and I'm good. Like that's all I want.
Yeah. I think if I was traveling for pleasure, if I was traveling to the UK like I am now for pleasure, I would probably have enough money to buy the X106. So I'd probably just do that.
Yeah.
But also, I need to sit up because I'm going to look teeny in all the reels and you're going to have to edit it. Because basically we edit like with the X-axis. We like
Yeah.
move it around. Or Luke does because I don't do it. And so if I sit too short,
yeah.
then he'll have to like make it
And
all
then when I
weird.
do the thumbnails, I have to like raise you up so much.
Yeah, and
and you're
track
gonna be able to
people
look-
and everything. But yeah, so I am a little sad because one, these are 82 millimeter filter threads, so that
Yeah.
eliminates an issue. but it's so fast paced that someone was telling me like, oh, you just need to, you know what? I think I'm convincing myself to bring the anamorphics and only the anamorphics.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason you told me you weren't is because you didn't want whoever else uses that footage to have to deal with that.
But no one ever really uses that footage. It's just me.
Yeah.
And it's so nice.
But then would you shoot everything only anamorphic?
Yeah, because I have a full kit.
Yeah.
Well, a full kit.
Almost. But
Kind of. Maybe I'd buy a 50 mil and then call it a day.
and then a 16.
They don't have an 16 anamorphic.
That sucks.
Dude, this is like, that would be like a 24 anamorphic, and then it would be 16 mil probably.
That would be
That would be
really
insane.
wide. Yeah.
That's not worth it at all.
I don't know. Like I have my 35 anamorphic, but I always still am like, I wish I had a little bit wider. Maybe I'm the only one.
Bro, that's so wide. I mean, you can get 24 anamorphics, but Surae. We finally learned it. Surae doesn't make them, so that would be kind of lethal. But maybe I should just get a Pelican case and take only my anamorphics.
You're good.
But the only thing is I lose autofocus. Which, is that a big part of what I do?
I don't know how fast your stuff is moving.
Very fast.
Yeah, so.
But I am kind of cracked at manual focus.
You would have to get a monitor.
No.
You would have.
Nope.
If you shoot the entire UK project on anamorphics with no monitor, I think I'll kill you.
Watch me. Because Michael was saying I shouldn't do it because I should bring the most streamlined setup possible, which for beach camp made a lot of sense. Because carrying around that stuff was so bad, and it was hot. I lose the heat in the UK, so that's no longer an issue. But lugging, like, what is it? Probably like 45 pounds of lenses around the UK would be rough. Yeah. But I've streamlined everything else about my camera. I'm mounting, so I have the 3 battery packs that mount on top of the camera. Then I have the, I'm mounting my Rode setup, so 32-bit float recorder and a Rode NTG video mic on the handle. And then I'm mounting my GoPro on the side. So it'll be kind of too chill.
Okay, I think I'm using my Rode Wireless Pros wrong.
You probably
it's
are.
not giving me good audio, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
It's all about mic placement. Mic placement is the number one most important thing about audio ever.
Really?
So that might be it. Do you use the lavs?
Yeah. Well, I
come with
haven't,
it?
but I just tried using the lavs on one, and I'm still like not falling in love with the sound.
Maybe watch some YouTube videos. I can send you some on how to properly lav someone. But, dude, I get the richest audio out of those versus the deep.
I know, because I've heard your stuff and I listen to mine. I'm like, this is literal crap. Even when I'm enhancing, I'm like, this is terrible.
I never have to enhance.
Yeah.
In fact, when I enhance, it
worse.
It makes it worse.
Yeah, so that's what my goal is. So I think I need to get better at doing that because I've filmed a couple projects and I'm like, I'm having to take so much time to edit the audio and I shouldn't.
Someone commented on our last reel, why is the audio so crispy? Bro, is that a compliment or like something rude?
Someone commented on one of them and was like roasting it, and I responded and I was like, oh, you're so right, because that's the one thing TikTok cares about is like great audio or something, and everyone's like liking my comment.
Low-key great audio makes or breaks everything though.
Yes, but not on like TikTok, if that makes sense, because like TikTok people film on their phones. It's fine. You don't need like the crispiest audio.
No, but if you film on your phone and have good audio, it makes the phone footage so much more bearable.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, you could shoot an entire project on a phone and have great audio, and it'd be fine.
I was just listening to Casey Neistat, and he was talking about...
Because that's what ruined your VHS stuff. Or your Handycam stuff. Remember?
Audio? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I was listening to Casey Neistat, and he was talking about how he does his shots, and he wants 9 out of 10 shots should be still shots.
I saw that, and I like that.
I low-key agree with that. I think people move the camera too much.
I don't have the option to do that 90% of the time, unfortunately, but I should. I've been trying to bring my tripod around more. So the big thing with the UK trip, if I brought my anamorphics, I'd bring my tripod. But I'm not bringing my anamorphics that I know of, so I'm not bringing my tripod.
Yeah. Can you imagine running with a Steadicam around London?
That would be so lit.
That'd be crazy.
I low-key... the hardest part is there's huge limitations on what I can get there.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll be on trains, I'll be on planes, I'll be on buses. I'll be on literally every mode of transportation possible. So that's where streamlining my setup really comes into play. Because usually I would bring, like, a more extensive audio setup. because I'm really into like having good audio behind my videos. Of like the audio is really what tells the story in my videos. The video, I haven't gotten to that point where
that has been something that I've really appreciated about your videos, though, is like the way that you like cut them with the audio. Because one thing that I've been working on in my recent edits has been not focusing on the beat, like giving myself creative freedom to leave the beat.
Yeah. Oh, I leave the beat and I go by their voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's like, I was watching on your videos and I was like, dang, I really like how he did that. Because I'm always like, I feel like I like because of my music background, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta stay like on tempo here and cut this here. It's like, no, like they think it's really boring for the viewer. Like you need to like move around a little bit more than that.
Yeah. I will say, so, like sometimes you gotta watch your edit back, and if it makes you feel it all sick in one spot, or you're like, oh, that should have cut there. Everyone else is feeling that. Yeah. I don't care how dumb you think your clients are, how dumb you think your audience are. If you feel something that's like,
yeah,
everyone else is gonna feel it.
That is so true.
No matter how much experience they have.
I was editing a video and I was watching it and like I was like, oh my gosh, this should be in eighths instead of fourths. I don't know if that's even the right thing. How you should say that, but I was like, it's fine. Like, I don't want to go fix it. And finally, I had to watch it so many times, like I literally have to. So I went in and like added more.
Even when you're fading in and out between songs or like cross fading an audio clip, and when you're doing that, I mean, if you're not doing that, you're ruining your video. Like, people will notice. I feel like I was talking to someone about this at a wedding that I went to recently, because they were asking me all about what makes a movie good, like who's my favorite directors and why. And I was like, everyone likes all these directors for certain reasons, but they can't even put their finger on it, and that's why it's sad. Because for Wes Anderson, everyone likes him because they think he has a trendy look, which is exactly the opposite. Because Wes Anderson's look is, in fact, the opposite of trendy. It is the oldest look in the book, which is anamorphic glass, which was used to literally just make projectors bigger. And people don't know that that's why it is, and that's why they like it. And that's a sad thing to me, is like when you like something but you don't know why you like it. Like, I think that's where all the like the normality of video comes into play, is like, can you make something so good that people like it but they don't know why? And that's where color grading comes in the most in my eyes, is like most people will say to you, oh, color grading doesn't matter because no one's going to notice. But if you look at my best color graded video and my worst color graded video, someone will be able to tell you, oh, this is a worse video and this is a better video, despite the contents of the video.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, I would even say it's not as important. So I was just watching this one guy on YouTube. I wish I knew your name because I just got into watching your stuff. And he released a video today. It popped in my feed, so I was watching it. And he was like redeeming the 70D. And he was for video, which like a 70D is not. I mean, Casey Neistat used it for a while,
for video.
but like a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
He's like, could it still be used today? And so it doesn't shoot RAW, doesn't shoot log, and you can't even like. So you have to shoot in like standard color profile, or like there's like 3 other options.
Yeah.
But the way you can do with like lowering the saturation and like basically kind of neutralizing it in camera yourself, you can do a lot within DaVinci afterwards. And I was like, dang, like we get so caught up in like, oh my gosh, I want the R5C or I need a new camera. It's like, bro, you could go buy a 70D for like $200.
Yeah.
And be making great videos.
Even like I've been thinking about possibly picking up a 5D Mark II.
Yeah.
Because of the what was that? Your watch? Because of the raw capabilities through Magic Lantern.
That's what I'm saying. That's not even including Magic Lantern. Like he intentionally didn't use Magic Lantern in the 70D, but if he did, you could do so much more.
Yeah, you can do so much. Like you can get 14-bit raw through Magic Lantern.
You could also toast your camera, but
well, actually not necessarily, because the firmware runs off the SD card, not the camera.
Oh, so no, but I've heard people have been like breaking them though.
Maybe.
I think it's just a good slight
Maybe
chance.
You should not try it.
I'm sure. But yeah, so I just think there's like a lot of different.
Would it be weird to pray to God about bringing my anamorphics to London?
No, it's probably valid. Actually.
I think I probably should. Yeah. I think I should take some time and pray about that, because I'm like, bro, I love how I specified pray to God, as if I was gonna pray to like
praying to anything.
Pray to B&H.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I've been so comfortable. You good?
Yeah, I just never actually looked at that screen before.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Yeah.
It's like it's so perfect. These Zoom recorders, if you don't have one, there's a reason it's called a handy recorder. Like, my guy, this thing is handy. Like, you can put 6 inputs on this. Isn't that insanity?
That is so nice. I mean, yeah. You could record. Wild. I guess is the 6 inputs really for like if you're doing music to do straight into
drums? Yeah. If you do drums, you go straight into this guy, and then you have 32-bit float audio tracks of each of your instruments.
No peaks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Or even like if you do multiple guitars and multiple microphones into this, or you could even mix your drums in a mixer and then out the mixer to this guy. Yeah. So then you could put like 25 inputs on this one guy.
So I just picked up like an amp from like my grandpa's old house, and I plugged it into my studio, and as I started playing guitar, and I strummed, and you just see like dust just come out like so much, and I was like, it's fine, like right, it's just dust, and I like keep playing or whatever. Low-key was sounding like pretty good.
Yeah. And I bet it was the dust. It was making it sound richer.
And like every strum, like more and more dust kept coming out. And I was like, I felt like it'd be done by now. And like I kept like, I was at nighttime, so it's kind of dark. And then I was like, is that smoke or dust? And like, it got to the point where I couldn't. And I started smelling something. I was like, oh. Turns out thing was on fire.
Yeah.
Like, completely burning in my studio. And I was like, this is like, I just didn't want to set off like the smoke alarms in here. So I ended up taking it outside. But I was like, that's like actually abysmal because I generally didn't know what to do. I was like, if that catches fire in here.
Do you have a smoke detector? A fire extinguisher?
No. I was in here with all my equipment. I was like, this could be very bad.
I dropped that guitar earlier onto like your door or something. It's completely fine.
Okay.
It barely fell.
Okay.
But I was so worried because I was like, but like
that one's actually the interior's busted in it anyway. So.
Oh wait, actually?
There's like the input system. It just can't plug in, but it still.
Oh, it doesn't have a pickup.
Yeah, it does. It's just on the inside of the guitar right now. It fell in.
Oh, just hit the good old classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 9-year-old me trying to get his picks out of his guitar. You don't store your picks in your guitar?
They're in my guitar case.
No, you.
Oh yeah, just drop it in.
Drop it in for easy access later. That looks. You see that little thing hanging from my.
It looks like a spider.
Yeah, it looks like a little bug.
Yeah.
So basically, I cheaped out. You should never do this. Never, ever, 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 ever cheap out, guys. Just buy the expensive stuff because eventually, like, you're going to want it. And, like, you're just going to have to buy it anyways. And then you have to go through selling your cheap stuff or, like, throwing it away. You're just wasting money.
Yeah.
So just buy the most expensive thing. Obviously, don't go into debt. But
yeah, that's the one thing. Never go into debt.
I've never been into debt for any camera gear at all or anything except my house. That's the only thing I'm in debt for.
But that's considered good debt, actually.
Yeah. Thank God. This guy watches Dave Ramsey. Actually, Dave Ramsey would be like, only buy a house cash.
Yeah. No, he'd be pissed. He'd be like, no down payment, but.
I did a down payment.
That's what I mean.
What?
Or he'd be like, what's the PMI thing?
Principal interest.
Yeah. He doesn't like. I was just watching Dave Ramsey clip, and he said they asked him, and they said, if someone offered you $10 billion for 10 years, no interest, would you take it? And he said, no, I would never borrow money under any circumstances. I'm like, that he had to borrow money.
$10 billion, no interest.
Yeah, and pay it back in 10 years. You could literally just put in there, like you could literally just put that in the treasury, and you would make it back so much more.
Dude, you could literally put that in like an average savings account, and you would be a billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. And he said no, because he would never borrow money. Like you literally. I'm pretty sure he like did realize that he had to borrow so much money to get where he is, right?
I don't know. I need to look into that. I'm not really a Dave Ramsey watcher. You know who I do watch is that guy who goes through people's budgets on TikTok.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you do. You know exactly.
I'm not chronically online.
Also, I'm definitely. You've definitely seen this person. We're gonna take a Clash Royale break.
Yeah, stream. We're just gonna live
in the middle of the thing. So we have to take a break for our podcast because we don't have an R5C yet because we bought houses or whatever, and so we have to take a break at the 30-minute mark.
Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah. See.
Oh, I saw him on YouTube,
Like,
not TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you think these are staged?
No. Unfortunately, no.
Are they just his friends though?
Also, who does that look like that we know?
It looks like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, straight up, yeah. But like these people are in like, oh my gosh, you know, there's a trend right now on TikTok, and it's like how much debt I incurred at 24 years old, and it shows all their active debt, and it's like $17,000 on a credit card, $2,000 on a car, $25,000 on another car.
They've got to be like fake lying about it.
No, bro. People like. There's like this whole awakening going on right now.
Well, we would know. Like we live in Plano, which is just literally people just in debt, pretending that they're not in debt,
Everyone's
and buying
in debt.
expensive things.
Everyone's in debt. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Like,
And then they act like they have their lives together.
it's like this is the trend. It's it plays to like Sabrina Carpenter's song "Man Child." Like $20,000, $5,000, $29,000.
Who gave them that?
$217,832.
Who gave them that many credit cards?
Like,
How do they get approved for that?
I don't know. Student loans, credit cards. They probably got like a bunch of credit cards. Oh.
Imagine being $85,000 in credit card debt.
And then having a mortgage.
You have to sell.
How
the
do you
house.
even get approved? You're going to foreclose.
That's insane.
Like, this is a trend right now. Like, at the age of 26, this one actually genuinely made me mad. Because it's like, girl, how are you buying tattoos when you have $17,000 in debt on one credit card?
That is abysmal.
$23,000 on a Chrysler Pacifica. That's a minivan. She's not even putting debt towards good things.
That is horrendous.
Like, bro, people actually, like, it makes me so mad.
Pull it on my credit card statement to make sure I pay it off right now.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pay mine right now. And every single time I pay my credit card, guess what?
So much
Guess how much
satisfaction.
it is?
How much?
It's only like $70.
I try to pay mine off as low as possible because it doesn't
Yeah.
look like huge payments.
Yeah, it feels so good. I got like my big paycheck from work recently because I like worked like $6 on my credit card
Let's
right now.
go.
Because I worked like a huge, and I put everything on my credit card.
I've started doing that.
Every single purchase.
Guys, I know this is a camera channel, but like when I tell you I've nerded out in credit cards recently,
I'm working on it.
I make 'em-
Yeah.
I could tell you probably any of like the top 5 brands. I could tell you exactly what their credit cards do. I can tell you my daily setup right now. I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred that I use as my daily driver. I have the Discover It, which is just 5% rotating cash back, and then I have the Built credit card, which just allows me to pay my rent off of it with no fees. So it's just like free points.
Oh.
And
I've heard of the Built thing.
That's a good one.
Bro, we need to do a brand deal for Built.
Dude, I would.
Because-
I'm a big Built guy.
Okay, because Built is like, they're doing a ton of like brand stuff right now, like advertising. And if I had rent, can you do your mortgage
Yeah,
off of Built?
They're actually, so there's, at the end of December, you will be able to.
Okay,
They're
I
working
need
on it
to.
right now.
Built, reach out to us. We're gonna send you this clip because we want to work with you guys.
And they're basically, what Built also does is they allow you to put, and it's a general rule for credit cards, like 1 point equals 1 cent usually, but you can redeem your Built points for 1.5 cents towards if you use it as a down payment on a house.
Bro,
it's like,
I wish I'd known that when
Yeah.
I put my down payment down.
well, there is an exception, like because you used Matthew Mitchell, so you couldn't. You have to use one of their.
Oh yeah, shout
Yeah.
out Matthew Mitchell, my realtor.
Yeah, but the only downside is you have to use one of their realtors. So
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done that.
which it might not be worth using your bill points for that, depending like if their realtor has a high rate, then it's not worth.
Yeah,
the
I bet
discount,
it's
you
like
know?
a standard 3% though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. But and also like a lot of the times the buyer will pay that fee. So if you can figure that out before you use their realtor,
Yeah.
that would be huge.
Yeah.
Because then you're just getting a ton of credit card points.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I'm looking into like Chase Sapphire because there's some deals going on right now because it's rainy season.
I'm so mad. I applied for the Chase Sapphire the day before. So I got the 60,000 bonus point offer. The day after they switched it to 75,000. I'm so mad.
Oh,
So if you
that's
apply
like
right
me with the freaking Suray lenses, dude.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought them all for like $7.99 a piece. The like 4 months later they go down to $5.99 a piece or $4.99 a piece.
Yeah.
So well, at least lenses they don't hold their value, but they hold their worth. I
Use,
guess
yeah.
they're used. They hold their value, but they don't hold their worth. Yeah, but we're about to take our Clash Royale break. But I'm glad we got into that because that reminds me how much I need to get into credit card points.
Yeah.
Because Morgan has the the Admirals Club pass.
Come
Oh
on.
my gosh! When I tell you, I probably ate $80 of food in about 15 minutes in there. I was going crazy. Also, should I go ahead and announce what I'm doing on my channel now so that
Yeah, you can.
we have 5 more minutes? So I'm just gonna take this 5 to talk about what I'm doing. So a lot of people always ask me about like settings and stuff, like all the behind the scenes of like my camera, my editing process, and it's not really something I can explain unless you're like there with me. So like I'll have people come shadow me, which is a blast. Like that's always a good time because like one, I'm getting free work out of people
Come on.
because they're shadowing me. So like a lot of times I'll just use their stuff for like an event that I'm shooting. But two, it's fun to like get to know people while they're shadowing me and like help them play to their strengths of like whatever they are. Because some people shoot really wide, some people shoot really short or like really tight, and so you kind of have to be able to like figure that out for people and help them with their settings and like, oh, are they a shutter speed thinker or are they an ISO thinker?
Yeah.
Like, because there's like two different parties of like, okay, what's the first thing that they're going to change? And for some people, it's ISO. For some people, it's shutter speed.
Yeah.
And you have to correct that and be like, okay, when you're inside, it's this. When you're outside, it's this. And like, here's how you do group photos and all this stuff. So that's a blast. But like, a lot of people have been asking me that, but then they don't have time to come shadow me, or I just don't want you to come shadow me. So I am starting a YouTube channel. I already have the YouTube channel. It's just my name, Court Letcher, where I've posted some work in the past, like ages ago. It's all old. So if you're like going on there looking for new stuff, I hope I've gotten way better. So I'm going to be mounting a camera to my camera. And filming myself, filming my hands, everything that I'm doing on my camera. I'm going to be screen sharing my camera screen and like all the photo and video that I get out of it in real time to the like edit. And then I'm going to screen record my editing process and basically just give you guys the best crash course that you can possibly get from like a young shooter on a mirrorless camera, especially with Canon. Like, if you want to understand how a Canon system works and, like, how my workflow works. And, I mean, I've had years of, like, rushed experience. So my workflow has been pretty optimized over the years. So if you want to, like, come along with me and, like, understand, like, what goes into shooting an event and how to make it less nerve-wracking, that's kind of what's going to be going on. And I'm going to be narrating everything and, like, talking y'all through all the shooting stuff. But I don't know if anyone's going to watch it, but I do have some people I know would be interested in. So I hope there's more of y'all out there who would want to watch it. But I think my first video is going to come out in probably about 4 weeks because I'm going away June 9th for like this big trip. And then I have to turn out a video really fast from that. So I'm going to record that whole shooting and editing process. And then I'll probably take a week or two to edit that video. So I'd say about 4 weeks until my first video. So it's going to be a blast, and I hope people actually watch it. If not, I'll probably still do it if it's fun. And if it's exhausting, then I'll just let y'all know and I'll quit. So that's kind of the vibes. Now we're going to take our Clash Royale break and let the camera cool down. All right, we're back. We're so back.
We're back.
So back.
All right, guys, this is a crane tripod from World War II.
World War Billion.
And, I mean, they just don't make gear quality like this anymore.
Look at this leather satchel.
The way this tripod slides and just like the way it's just beautiful. And
It's
like
metal.
compared to like, I mean, this one's way better because
plastic,
it's like holds
though.
more weight. Yeah, but it's just not like the build quality of what we used to get. I wonder why that is. Like, I feel like that's everything though, not just camera gear.
It's because of China.
Literally, bro.
China.
They're like World War II goods, like materials were just
but
goated.
feel how heavy this Giat is, dude.
But she's beautiful.
I bet it does hold the same. Oh, it probably doesn't.
Like
hold
whoever
much weight.
designed this, like designed it as to be like pretty. Whoever designed this tripod is like functionality.
It does
only.
vertical mode.
That's crazy. For back
Yo,
then.
new Instagram Reels tripod.
Yo.
Here, picture this. Picture this. You get Grandpa's World War II tripod. Set your phone up on it. Just scroll Instagram Reels all day.
Imagine. Just the exact opposite of what
TikTok
it was
Live.
All right, guys. You know what time it is.
It's time to read viewer submissions.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these were really similar. So
Wait.
I'm skipping over.
I need to preface.
Okay.
You guys can submit your viewer submissions on courtandluke.com. So there is a viewer submission Google form that you can go submit to. So go find it. It's under the podcast tab on our website. That's all.
All right. And yeah,
You better clip that.
I'm gonna be skipping. I will. I mean, not for a reel, but I'll put it on our story or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip over a lot of these because a lot of these are like, or I feel like we cover them like every single episode.
Every week.
Like
You guys be sending in the same stuff.
if I hear one more person like hating on Nikon, like that was so like 2 years ago. Like let's stop with the Nikon.
Yeah, that was still like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Also, I just got to say, we've been grinding to put these out. This is the 4th week in a row where we've done a Monday night Hail Mary.
do you know who Roger Deakins is?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. But
like a
maybe
director.
maybe you'll understand this then. Everyone who buys a gimbal thinks they're suddenly Roger Deakins, but ends up with 5 minutes of shaky B-roll with no narrative.
I have seen that. I think I saw like a TikTok meme about that.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like,
Is he like known for using gimbals or something?
I think he's known for like moving shots, like follow me shots.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, the bottom line is gimbals make you struggle with your framing, and that's why I don't use them, because all I care about is framing.
Yeah. Most short films on YouTube and Vimeo could be fixed with 2 problems: bad lighting and shallow depth of field.
Dude, that's actually facts. Because if you look at the color grade of last episode, the only thing we did different was lighting.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a fancy color grade at all. Like, I literally just like adjusted the skin tones of hair and called it a day.
I do think, if you can learn lighting and storytelling, your videos are instantly
Well,
better.
no. Lighting and audio. Or lighting, audio, sound. Lighting, audio, story.
But story might be more important than anything.
Story, audio, lighting,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if you run and gun your whole film, it's fine. You don't have any options on lighting.
Speaking of which, if your sound sucks, your video sucks. No amount of 4K, 6K, or 8K will save bad
That's
audio.
actually so facts. Because think about, like, now with all the Apple Vision stuff, people keep dropping, like, those VR lenses. Like, that stuff is so cool, but only, like, your Ursa 17K is only going to be as good as your sound design for your VR simulation. You know, like, if you have a bad sound design for your VR simulation, it doesn't matter that your camera is a Blackmagic Ursa 17K that shoots on the Apple Vision Pro lenses, which is literally so cracked. It doesn't matter, because if your sound design is trash, it's not going to be immersive, and neither is your story.
100%. Most photographers secretly hate their own work.
I do. I know I do.
Really?
Dude, I'm so bad. I'm the worst photographer I know. That's not true.
It's not
I'm the
true.
second. I'm the
That's
second.
not
I'm the
true
second
at all.
worst photographer I know.
I can vouch that is not valid. But I mean, I think you look back at your old work, but no, that's not true. I feel like, there's always a sense of never being truly happy.
Making a portfolio for me makes me want to throw up because I hate all my stuff.
I will say, I had to submit a portfolio the other day, and I was like, can I re-edit these? Like, every time I want to submit a portfolio, I'm like, just to remind myself, like, no, just submit it. Like,
I
don't
re-edit
fix
mine.
I do sometimes. Like,
that's why I keep all my
I can't
raws.
do it every time.
I recolor my footage every time I resubmit.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Okay.
Because I'm trash. That's the bottom line. I don't care what you say to me. I am trash.
Photography workshops are more often scams run by mediocre photographers who make more money from teaching than shooting.
That's actually so facts. Like, because look at the people who run. You know the saying, those who can't do teach.
Yeah.
Which, why do you think I'm starting a YouTube channel?
Hell yeah.
Because I can't do. So.
I will say it's also just fun, but.
It is fun.
I mean, yeah. That is like. I feel like to some extent that's true. Like those who can't do teach, but also there are some that really good at what they do and they just teach because they want to pass it on.
Well, that's what, like, think about us. Like, we're doing a podcast because we suck.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, but we're doing a podcast because we don't have enough clients to fill our time.
Yeah.
So.
But I had a lot of professors in college who like had full-time jobs and they just taught on the side as like a side hustle.
Yeah, that's different though.
So.
Kind of.
Guys, we hate on Leica too much, but this one's kind of funny, so I'm going to do it again. Also, we don't hate on Leica. I love Leica.
I love
We
Leica.
read too many Leica hate comments.
Yeah, facts.
You
guys hate on Leica
Yeah.
too much.
Leica is just an overpriced jewelry brand for dentists and influencers with too much disposable income. I just think that's funny because like they're adding like dentists and like those like influencer types because they're trying to say like, oh, like those people aren't real photographers. And I mean that brings up a whole other question. Like, when are you a real photographer?
Yeah, because like my mom was cracked at taking photos back when she had a Canon PowerShot, and bro, she was so good at like portraits, and she just doesn't know that.
Okay.
So like, I feel like some people, dude, I had someone complain to me today about another photographer who charged them too much, and in their bio, guess what their name on Instagram is? You know how you can do like the name on your account? They put DFW wedding photographer. Not only do they not live in the DFW,
There's no way that's available.
They've never. No. Anyone can. You can put any.
Oh,
name.
I got you.
Not the
the
username.
tag. Okay.
Yeah. Not only do they not live in DFW, they do not. They've never shot a single wedding.
That's funny.
So
That's-
like,
hey, you gotta
what are
start
you
somewhere.
doing?
You gotta start somewhere.
No. You start by being honest.
There's like a saying, fake it till you make it. That's so valid. I put concert photographer in my bio way before I ever booked a concert.
Really?
Yeah, it's what you got to do. No one would book me.
No one's gonna book her. They
Maybe.
complained about her cheap
I will
prices.
say she needs to go second. Weddings will be harder to just get, unless it's a family friend that gives you a start.
Well, what do you think about stylized shoots? I think they're so like if you're calling that a wedding, you're stupid.
No. Oh, I do know some people, and I'm sorry, guys. So there's like this company that lets people like come fake shoot a wedding for the you just do pictures for your portfolio. So like they hire models in like a wedding dress,
That's a stylized shoot.
and they bring
yeah.
like 20 photographers, and like you pay as a photographer to go take pictures. That's like stupid to me.
That's so stupid. That's so
I know
stupid.
people wedding
Like
photographers.
I get if you're like you need to turn in a portfolio of your editing style to like say you're only a photo editor. That makes sense.
Yeah,
But that's not the case.
Yeah,
They're
no.
trying to fake it.
that's like a scam to me.
yeah, that's horrible. You should just tough it out and be a good enough person to where you get booked for a wedding. Because the bottom line is there's someone who can't afford a wedding photographer. And if you have a good enough personality, it honestly doesn't matter your skill set.
That's so true.
Because
just be a good vibe.
Just be a good guest and they'll hire you. Because I know so many people who are horrible wedding photographers who book a ton of cheap weddings for people who can't afford them because their personality is so great that people want to have them at their wedding.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to talk about this. Like, when does someone get to be considered a photographer? Is it when they buy their first camera? Is it when they get hired for their first shoot? Like, when do you consider?
I think when you have a cohesive body of work or someone could look at your photo and be like, oh, I'm pretty sure Court took that.
I think, yeah, it's not even like you need to get paid for it. It's just like if someone asks you to take their picture, it's like, okay, you're a photographer now. Not just like on an iPhone, but, you know,
Right.
if someone like, it's like, oh, I need pictures of myself, and they ask you, I feel like
I
you're a
think if you have a cohesive body of work or like if you can put together a portfolio that is you're a photographer.
Okay, let's ask chat. When can someone consider themselves to be a photographer?
AI's taking our jobs right here, folks.
So you're thinking about becoming a photographer? That's awesome. It's a field full of creativity.
That's not what I meant, bro.
Anyways, see, this is why AI is useless. No one should. You know who should be using AI more? Churches.
Really?
Yes. Why are churches not using AI?
Why are we even have sermons anymore? Just
No. Why are churches not using AI to write scripts for their kids' programming?
That's so.
Why is that not a
I
thing?
feel like people would.
Because it's an underpaid job.
I guarantee you, they're outsourcing it to people who are doing that.
They are.
Yeah.
I know for a fact they are. And then on top of that, those people are charging way too much money. And then on top of that, if they can't afford it, then they're hiring some crappy 19-year-old who doesn't know how to write a script to try and pull stuff together every week. And that person's getting burnt out. Instead, focus on your ministry, focus on discipleship, and have AI write all your scripts for your programming. It would be so much better than what your crappy person who hasn't even gone to college or has a communications degree thing could write.
That's valid.
That's the facts. If you're a church watching this and you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to a company like Orange or whatever those companies are who do the full thing, I get if you're using the graphics and stuff and like you can't afford a graphic designer or like you don't have the vision for that, then use those companies. But if you're only writing kids programming and writing scripts and stuff, dude, just offload that to ChatGPT, put in your stuff, make it biblical, make it accurate, and you're done. That's my rant.
I agree. Okay. Instagram is the greatest and worst thing to ever happen to photographers.
It's actually so facts. Every single day I see people being like, is Instagram dead for photographers? Do you know those? You know what pisses me off? Those people who make the slideshow commentaries on Instagram.
Yes.
The ones that are like 10 reasons why Instagram's dead for photographers. Swipe through. That is the dumbest thing ever. I get people read them. I hate them. I know that they're working for you guys. I don't care. I hate them. And I saw one today that was like, why Instagram's dead for photographers. I didn't even bother reading it because I know it's true. Because their caption was like, it turns everyone into
Video,
content creators instead of photographers, which is so facts.
It is crazy though. Like it's like, for a while it was the greatest thing to ever happen for photographers.
For real. Like Peter McKinnon, what's his name? Dude, you know this guy. Brandon, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, he used to be the GOAT. You probably
I don't know.
Brandon Wolfel?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Dude,
He's
like he is
so good.
He is the peak of Instagram photography in
Yeah.
like 2017. Like
Yeah.
that was like he was it. Sawyer Hartman before he turned into like some weird bipolar business guru. Like that guy freaks me out now. He looks too robotic. I get his Instagram ads on my feed all the time. It's like how to 10x your business like as a photographer. Like I used to be a photographer like you. Now I'm rich. Turns out he was rich the whole time. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Alrighty. NFT photography was a Ponzi scheme for people who couldn't sell prints in the real world.
I wish I got on that Ponzi scheme. Are you kidding me?
Say less.
I don't even care if it's a scheme.
I mean, it's hard to sell prints in the real world.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
I
It
bet
is.
you most photographers aren't like consistently selling prints.
I would say, yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Most photographers can't even sell a photo online.
Yeah.
Most photographers can't even sell a photo. They can only sell their services.
I've had an online shop with all my concert prints like up on my website, and I've sold 0.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you also don't advertise it.
That's
no
true.
one knows that that's the case.
That's true. And I haven't been on Instagram in over a year, but
Go buy a print from LukeMontgomeryMedia.com.
this is an interesting one. Half the people calling themselves content creators would quit tomorrow if TikTok was shut down. I don't know. They just go to the next thing.
I don't think that's true. I think they would go to the next
We
thing.
saw people looking at Red Note. Like, there's no way.
Red Note was low-key fun for that
For a little
that 2
bit.
days that I
Yeah.
was on it. Yeah. I don't know. So it kind of depends. Like if TikTok Shop was gone, I think that would be the best thing for a lot of people.
TikTok Shop.
Yeah, do you know about that? We're
Uh-uh.
going to start doing it actually.
What is it?
So basically it's TikTok partners with brands. It's like an affiliate program and they send you samples of stuff. So what we're going to do is get stuff off of TikTok that's camera gear and then review it. And then we can link it and we can be like yay or nay kind of if people should buy it. And then they can buy it with our link for a
Nice.
percentage off and we get a
That's actually
percentage
good
of
because
it.
we're getting decent views now.
Yeah.
so.
And so we're going to do that. So I know I'm hating on TikTok Shop, but I'm hating on the people who are selling like hair growth oils and stuff.
Hey, I'll also Temu. Like, I'll put your link in the description. Like,
Dude, Temu, Luke loves Temu.
I love
You need
Temu.
to harp on this a little
I
bit.
only wear Temu shirts. I have like 10 of them.
Yeah, every single time you see Luke wearing a shirt, it's probably from Temu.
Yeah, I think for this podcast, I think I consciously try to make a decision to put one on.
Yeah, you should
Um,
get some yellow ones.
I don't know if they have them, but I will look.
Oh, because everyone was calling you the yellow guy and
you're
me the blue guy.
I do like that look. I want to change our logo to be yellow and blue. I don't know if it would look as good as the orange and blue, but
It's hard with this couch. We might have to
You're
add
right.
some red like
yeah.
blanket to it. But this room, also I had a co-pilot make us a little
It
animation.
was cool.
Yeah, it looks super sick.
It was crazy how like actually so it had my
It had the-
Xbox controller
and the tripod
on.
in the
Yeah,
back.
and like the little purple light on the wall.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe can I throw it? I'll throw it up right
It
here.
was like weirdly specific.
I
I'm like,
don't,
damn.
actually I'm not going to be able to throw it up. It's too late
yeah, it's fine.
because this is a Hail Mary, another Hail Mary episode.
I really agree with this. Like, I'm very passionately agree with this comment.
Okay, let's hear it.
If you're making vlogs with cinematic B-roll and moody music, congratulations. You're doing the exact same thing as 10,000 other people.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's such a thing. Like, I was thinking about this today because I was considering what I wanted to do for my YouTube channel. And I was like, dude, like, I just don't want to do what everyone else. Because there's like, especially in the photography and videography world, it's like, okay, edit with like that little square aspect ratio and put a little film preset on it. Put your saturation up, give that one look, and I'm like, and like make the lights in the background like super hazy. And I'm like, dude,
Okay.
everyone looks the exact same.
You brought something up that I'm against.
What?
I don't like haze.
Really?
Not at all.
Again,
There's
not physical,
not-
but
there's
not physical
nothing-
haze, but just like on the light. You know what I'm saying? When
No,
you
but
bring
there's nothing. Well, maybe maybe like a pro mist filter.
yeah.
But there's nothing about adding fog to a room that I like at all. The Smoke Ninja, smoke kill
I'll
me.
say it. I don't use it as often as I thought I ever
It
would.
was so expensive too.
Yeah, it was hella expensive.
Maybe you should get into project.
I might.
That
I might just honestly for TikTok shop just film a little.
would be sick. We just hold up every product with the
Yeah.
Smoke Ninja under it. That can be our new bet.
It'd be tough.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, I know we're hating on TikTok Shop, but we are going to be doing it for funsies because I want to see like there's a lot of camera gear on stuff, especially stuff from Ulanzi, some battery stuff that I want to look into buying. And so we're gonna review it for you guys and tell you like should you actually get this or not? Because like there's some good stuff on there. Like my sister got some earbuds from there that are actually worthy of like editing a video on. So
Nice.
kind of impressive.
Okay.
What else you got for us?
Most gear talk videos exist to validate impulse buyers, not to educate anyone.
I don't think that's true at all.
I disagree, but I get what they're saying because impulse buyers are everywhere.
They are. They are. You're an impulse buyer.
I am.
And I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's fun. You have two sides of the coin right now. So let's break this down a little bit. As you know, I'm the opposite of an impulse buyer. I've had this Canon R6 for far too long.
In fact, you keep talking. I'm going to go grab a few of my impulse buys.
Perfect. Let's do it. So impulse buying is something that you need to be aware of because you'll waste more money than you would buying the expensive product. So the amount of things that Luke has impulse bought that, bro, you could have bought the full set of anamorphics with the amount of stuff that you've impulse bought, whether that be your gimbal, whether that be, dare I say, your fly cam that you haven't even used. Dare I say your Smoke Ninja. The diopters were a good purchase.
I have a couple items.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, these are expensive impulse buys. Holy cow.
First impulse
Here,
buy.
I can hold it up. Oh, you got it?
First impulse buy, and this was the only one that I would say actually I don't regret.
Set him back financially.
Set me back so financially, but this is my FPV drone, which I fell in love with flying FPV, and I bought 3 of these, and these are at least $1,000 each. And so, the unbelievable.
Show it off a little more. Show the people what you put your hard-earned money into. But for reference, I bought a house, and Luke did not. And
Yeah.
Luke is richer than me. So if that tells you anything about his impulse buying, that is.
So that's my DJI FPV, one of 3. The other 2 are in progress of being fixed. This is my.
They're broken.
Yeah,
is
this
what
is
he
my
meant by
Smoke
that.
Ninja. Again, I've used this maybe once professionally and a couple of times for fun, and like never really ever. It is pretty cool though. I'm not actually gonna haze up my office.
Please
But
don't,
my
because I
Smoke
literally
Ninja-
just talked about how bad I hate haze.
This is my, and also Peter McKinnon, frick you for this because he dropped that one video on like the Insta360 and like everyone needed one, and then like less than a month later they dropped the X5. So like he sold me on this and I bought it, which was probably a scheme. They probably paid him to make that on X4.
They do.
So that people would go buy those, and then they dropped the X5. So like I like went and bought like the last X4. I mean like this actually I do use. It is nice, but I wish I had waited a month and bought the X5.
I would low-key buy this from you.
But no, I think I use it too much. But
Oh, really? I've literally never seen you use
well,
it.
because like I use it. I think instead of setting my camera every time, I think I'm just gonna use that on my monitor.
Yeah, that's kind of smart. This thing is awesome, though.
But yeah, it's 8K, so that's pretty nice. This would be nice. So this is an impulse buy for weddings.
That's a great impulse buy, though.
For weddings, really nice.
It's a Magmod flash diffuser.
Yes, but unfortunately, I didn't buy the adapter to make it fit all of the lenses. So it's like super inconvenient. I have to stuff it with paper towels to make it fit on top of my lens,
You mean your flash?
my flash.
Yeah.
So, but also this is like $50, so it's not like still
And the
a
adapter
decent-
is like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like super big impulse buy.
What is this?
Like I thought I was gonna use this so often and like never.
Oh
use this.
my gosh, this thing sucks.
Yeah. It's
See-
not bright.
See, this is the thing. With TikTok Shop, we can steer people away.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of stuff they sell on rotate the button half round to power on. I
Yeah, it's
did.
on, yeah.
Oh, it's on. See, that's how trash it is. Look, you
Like-
can't even see it.
Like you can barely see this thing at all. Actually, it doesn't even get a flare on it anymore.
That's how trash
That's
it is.
how trash it is.
Yeah. That's actually lethal. Wait, I want to play with it. Because the build quality is insane because it's a
Yeah.
small rig. But worth buying? Absolutely not. And the amount of times that I see this thing on TikTok Shop and people trying to sell it.
Or a variation of one.
Exactly.
It's only 10 watts.
10 watts
That's
is
why.
so foul.
It's just not bright enough.
But yeah, like if you're using this, you already have trash lighting and there's no way for you to fix
I
it.
will say the only thing that would make this worth it is like you had an insane key light that does have no
Wait,
bleed on your background.
Yeah, throw it right into
Like if we were here, just like put it on the background back there. I'll turn these off really quick. And then yeah, and if I were to kill this light,
Yeah, kill that one.
so like in pitch black, it is a good backlight. But
Right.
it's like there's never gonna be a time
Hey.
you can't see us at all.
You
So
can see me.
so yeah, it's like if it was brighter, it would be worth it. But unfortunately, it's just not.
Dare I say night and day difference?
Yeah. Those are just
Why did I laugh like that? Did you see that? I like that laugh. But yeah, build quality insane. Worth buying?
probably not.
No. Hey, I mean they did hit all the things though. 3 quarter inch taps, 1 USB-C tough port. This thing's heavy.
It is rugged.
Yeah, I mean this is a nice product.
Like, it'll last forever.
However, if you have any other sort of lighting in the room, you're toast.
You're actually
Because
done.
these are only 200 watt lights,
yeah.
and they're already cooking that 10 watt light.
So yeah.
Also,
impulse
we
buys.
only have 3 more minutes.
Okay, we only got 2 more,
Okay.
if that. because I don't like all these actually. Okay, this is a good one. AI generated content is about to make half of low tier content creators obsolete, and deep down everyone knows it.
Dude, I've been watching a lot of the AI generated ads.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the videos, bro, some of the videos that I keep seeing that are like generated by Veo 3 or whatever it's called. Bro,
It's
they're
sad.
so funny. Like the
I will-
the Bigfoot vlogs.
Yeah, and it's also making me frustrated because like I feel like the quality of my content and feed has gone down because like I'm getting, and like not to say that it was ever good quality stuff. It's kind of, reels are kind of junk anyways, but it's just like I just feel like I'm just even more just like this is
Brain rotted.
Yes, and I thought
Yeah.
that was supposed to be.
That's
a
why I
style
wanted to
of
do
content.
long form content. That's why I've
Yeah.
always been you've always been a fan of long form. I've always been a fan of long form. I've always wanted to make long form stuff. I've always wanted to live stream. I love running live streams, doing broadcast stuff. It's fun. And I feel like that's what we need to transition to as a society is live production, live networking.
I think it's gonna happen too.
Yeah, because you can't fake that.
Yeah.
You can't. And people need to be able to interact with the content and know what they're watching is real and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I think that's that.
Well, that's been an episode for you guys.
Boom. I got to get home so I can edit this and put it up.
Come on.
See ya.